It's not funny. It's not fun. Nothing's funny to me. I don't want to go out there and get embarrassed on Monday Night Football in front of everybody. That's why I'm asking you.
Welcome in, come one, come all. How's everybody doing out here on this lovely Tuesday evening or afternoon, right? Afternoon. What's going on, everybody? Hopefully everybody's having a fantastic day so far. We are here to talk some Arizona Cardinals today. How is everybody doing up in here right now? We're already starting with 17 watchers right now. Let's go. Let me know what you guys are doing right now on a Tuesday while you're watching this stream. You at work? You're at school, you're just lounging around at home, let me know in the chat below, ladies and gentlemen. Big shout out to everybody that's currently in the chat right now. Thank you so very much. We are here to talk some Arizona Cardinals because we do got some updates pertaining to the Arizona Cardinals. And obviously, we're going to talk about Cardinals versus Saints as well, which is going to be in 2 days, ladies and gentlemen. We got a game in 2 days. But we do got some reinforcements, so we'll definitely go ahead and hang our hat on that the Arizona Cardinals are coming in with some reinforcements, and that is DeAndre Hopkins. And we also did see an appearance today from newcomer Arizona Cardinals, and that is going to be Robbie Anderson from the Panthers. So we got a loaded show today. Very excited. Hopefully everybody's having a fantastic day. Big shout out here. We got King Plumtree. We got King J Rock. We got Flex. We got Yar. Yodis, Raphael, what's up, everybody? Anish, I see you up there as well. I'm going to play this video one more time for the new people that came in here. This brings me back memories, ladies and gentlemen. Let's play this clip one more time.
And laugh. It's not funny. It's not fun. Nothing's funny to me. I don't want to go out there and get embarrassed on Monday Night Football in front of everybody. That's why I'm asking you.
Ooh, my goodness, brought back very terrible memories. I still remember that game, ladies and gentlemen. I still remember that game because I remember looking over to my brother and being like, "What? Why are they smiling? We're getting completely beat down right now." So I was kind of one of those that was kind of happy that media person ended up asking maybe it wasn't good for him to keep approaching and keep poking the bear. That's what really made Derek Anderson really pissed off. But I still remember that game very, very vividly, and I'm so glad we're not in that situation because y'all, man, we went through some moments between Kurt Warner and Carson Palmer, and I do not want to relive those days, ladies and gentlemen. I don't want to relive those days. I'm glad Kyler Murray's our quarterback, but we definitely got a lot to talk about here, ladies and gentlemen. Let's get started. Let's go ahead and talk about the Arizona Cardinals news and updates that we have here for our team. Now, let's talk about Cody Ford here real quick. Now, Cody Ford was a player that we ended up just trading for this last offseason. It was really unfortunate because he started the season off on the IR, but this is a player that played with Kyler Murray in college in OU. So now it seems like Cody Ford is coming off the IR list and is actually going to be activated this time around. So with the unfortunate news of Justin Pugh, we will be seeing Cody Ford come through. So I'm very excited to see how that's going to look like. Now, I have spoke to a few Bills fans and they told me not to kind of hold my breath. You're going to be getting a lot of, penalties on him. And that there's a reason why he was a high draft pick, but also not a bona fide starter and why he was traded to us for the compensation that we ended up getting. So I was told not to hold my breath on this, but it's really good news, at least for the Cardinal fans, because Justin Pugh is down. We get somebody with experience, somebody that does know how Kyler Murray plays. So that's definitely a win in my book, but we'll have to see how it all shakes out in this coming Thursday night football. Now, let's talk about a little bit more. Now, there was another move made today, and I want to get your guys' take on this whole situation. This move was made today, ladies and gentlemen. We have Ian Rappaport coming up clutch saying that the Arizona Cardinals have now officially signed hashtag Colts old kicker Rodrigo Blankenship to the practice squad. And I kid you not, ladies and gentlemen, my first reaction was a little too late now, don't you think, Kyle? Like, come on now. Like this is where we got Matt Amendola for 2 weeks and we refused to let Matt Amendola kick versus the Seattle Seahawks team. But now we want to sign Rodrigo Blankenship. Now, granted, it's just to the practice squad. As of right now, we don't know what it's going to look like pertaining to, hey, is he going to be, activated? Is Matt Prater going to be coming into Thursday Night Football? As of right now, we have to kind of wait to see how it all shakes out. I was a fan of the thought of Rodrigo Blankenship coming into the Arizona Cardinals over Matt Amendola. That's who I originally wanted to come in. And, obviously we got him now. So at least in the practice squad. So let's see what he can do for the Arizona Cardinals. Now, we did see some appearances today, ladies and gentlemen. There was a practice held today for the Arizona Cardinals, and we see all DeAndre Hopkins. DeAndre Hopkins is back up in the field, so definitely fire emoji it up in the comments below. Super excited about DeAndre Hopkins and Kyler Murray, and to see if this offense is going to wake up with DeAndre Hopkins. Now, I'm not sure how I'm going to feel if this offense comes alive. I mean, obviously, I'm going to be really excited, right? Our offense is back. Let's go. But I'm also going to be very concerned, because if our offense can't get going with just one specific player, I just think that's just kind of a recipe to fail, because if he goes down again, then we're just kind of screwed, right? I don't get why it took this long for Cliff Kingsbury and the Arizona Cardinals to try to make a game plan without DeAndre Hopkins. I get it. He's a superstar. I get it. He's probably one of the best wide receivers out there. But man, we had all offseason to plan for this. So I'm kind of feeling a little certain way, right? I'm not sure if I'm on this side or on this side when it comes to DeAndre Hopkins. Yes, I want our offense to get fixed, right? Obviously, I want to win. I do think that there is some salvageable season ahead, right? There's still some games coming up. Now, when I did look at the 5 to 6 game spans, I do think it's going to be a tough stretch for the Arizona Cardinals, but hey, every team goes through injury. Every team goes through injuries. And it's just not us. The better teams, or the teams that, make it to the Super Bowl, to make it to the playoffs, or the teams that face adversity, look it in the face and punch it right in the face. So as of right now, the Cardinals have not done very well with adversity. We almost kind of seem like we're falling apart, but DeAndre Hopkins is back, and we did see some sightings of Robbie Anderson as well. So as of right now, TBD if Robbie Anderson is going to start. But man, we have just a completely different wide receiving core, right? Who would have thunk, right? Who would have thunk that as of right now, our wide receiving core that we started in the beginning of the season now looks completely different, right? Now we got DeAndre Hopkins back, no Marquise Hollywood-Brown. Robbie Anderson, I'm really, really, really hoping we don't put in AJ Green and Robbie is going to be the guy there. And, Rondale Moore. Now, granted, still that Rondale Moore position, I still want Greg Dortch. It's still a part of my blood. I want it to happen. Now, I'm trying to speak this into existence. It's a lot harder than y'all think, but that's how I want our wide receiving core to look like. DeAndre Hopkins, Robbie Anderson, as well as Greg Dortch. But I know Cliff Kingsbury, I know this Cardinal organization, and they're going to favor the second round pick over Greg Dortch. So we'll have to see how it all shakes out. I do want to say one thing here, and I do want to say that all I care about is the Arizona Cardinals winning. That's all I care about. Whoever's on the field, as long as they're producing, I can care less who's on the field. As long as the Cardinals are producing, that is what I'm looking for. So we'll see how that all goes. Now, I wanted to talk about something here as well, real quick, before we jump into Cardinals versus Saints, which is going to take the majority of this stream today, talking about the Saints, how I feel like this game's going to shake out, and all that different stuff. But I do want to talk about one thing, and that is Vance Joseph's thoughts. He did have a press conference pretty recently, and he talked about the Arizona Cardinals, or at least the state of the Arizona Cardinals. And this is basically the big takeaway that we ended up seeing here. You're going to see a screenshot from Paul Calvisi. He says, Vance Joseph cites only 10 NFL teams with winning records. Per the Arizona Cardinals, this team is still in it. It was a rocky offseason, to say the least. So to watch the offseason and assume it's going to be smooth early, you're a fool. And then he smiles. This team is fighting. I do believe that Vance Joseph has held his end to the bargain. I do. And I think that Vance Joseph has every right to say the things that he's been saying, because Vance Joseph has held his end to the bargain. He has. He basically was given a defense that wasn't really upgraded, but he made do with what he had. Vance Joseph has done very, very well with the defense that he's had. Now, it started off rocky in the beginning, right? But we're seeing the progression of all these young players, and that's exactly what this Arizona Cardinals fan base wanted, right? why aren't we seeing Cam Thomas, right? Why aren't we seeing Victor Dimikichi? Why aren't we seeing Majay Sanders? Why? But now we're starting to see it. Zaven Collins is coming out and is looking like he's looking more than a just serviceable middle linebacker. He's giving us the production that we thought Isaiah Simmons was going to bring to us. Now, as of right now, there is no other fan base out there that's going to be looking at a middle linebacker, going into his third year and saying, oh, he's still producing, right? A lot of people would call him a bust. Now, me personally, I don't blame Isaiah Simmons 110% in this whole situation. He's been through a lot of movements because he came in as a Swiss Army knife. He was almost kind of trying to be molded into something he probably shouldn't have been. Now, Zaven Collins has given us the production. Zaven Collins has given us the production that we all wanted. And I'm going to be the first one to say, I apologize to Zaven Collins because, man, this man is balling out. And I'm just very excited to see what else he's going to do for the rest of the 2022 season. No matter if we don't make the playoffs, that's one player that I'm very excited to watch, along with Byron Murphy and Zach Allen, to see what their progression is going to look like throughout the entirety of the season. So, continuing about what Vance Joseph said here, right? I do believe he's got some very valid points. And I think that when we're looking at this team in a sample size, he's got more of a reason to say the things that he's saying because he has held his end to the bargain. He has. Now, on the offensive side on the other ball, right, we have gone through an offseason where if you're looking on paper, we upgraded, right? We upgraded. We haven't seen that translate on the field at all. We haven't seen it, but we'll have to kind of wait to see how it all shakes out pertaining to what this offense is going to look like, because we did hear Cliff Kingsbury come out and say he is willing to stop with the play calling. He's willing, which that right there on its own gets me excited. That right there on its own gets me pumped up because I don't have any ill will against Cliff Kingsbury as a person. He might be a fantastic person. The thing that we're all been talking about is just it's way too much. It's way too much for him to go through, especially if he never had NFL experience and then he's getting thrown into this whole situation because he needs to look at the managing the clock. He needs to look at, the play clock going down, the time, making these big time decisions, right? The going on a fourth down, field goal, all this different stuff, along with play calling. Man, sometimes your emotions can get the best of you, and it's just way too much for Cliff Kingsbury. So he did say he might let go of the reins, anything to do to get us a win. Now, this right here actually gets me very excited, right? This gets me excited because this gives me the opportunity to really kind of sit down and say, okay, I think Michael Bidwill is in the ear of Cliff Kingsbury. I don't believe he had a sudden epiphany, right? I don't think he woke up on Monday and said, I think I need to let go of the reins. No, I think Michael Bidwill and Steve Keim came to him, maybe in his dream. I don't care how they came to him, but as long as it gets done, they probably came to him and said, hey, whatever you're doing isn't working. We need to mix it up. The days of you calling the shots, it's getting taken away from you real quickly. And I think now we're starting to see a different tune being sung by Mr. Cliff Kingsbury, because now the thought of him possibly losing his job, and I know a lot of people are saying, well, he's got an extension, Mike. He's got an extension, Mike. It doesn't matter. This is a league of what have you done for me lately. Michael Bidwill is a billionaire, ladies and gentlemen, a billionaire. He's gonna get paid fairly well, right? I don't think that he's going to get fired unless this offense just doesn't wake up, and we're talking about a different story. But as of right now, this might be the last hope for the Arizona Cardinals to possibly get this ship and steer it in the right direction. Because right now we're 2-4. The Saints are 2-4, and none of those teams want to be 2-5, including the Arizona Cardinals. Let me get to my first contribution of the day. We got Big Will coming up clutch. I haven't seen Big Will in a very long time, so I appreciate you coming back, man. Thank you so very much. He says, #excited for Thursday. I'm excited for Cardinal football. That's what I'm excited about. Now, am I setting myself up for failure? Maybe. But I just want to see this team get better and better and better and better. So that's what I'm excited for, right? That's what I'm excited for. So far, we have seen this team getting worse and worse and worse and worse, especially on the offensive side of the ball. The defense has been very good. So I don't want to wrap this entire team, put it in a bow and say this whole team's good. No, because I think this this defense looks very good. Offense, on the other hand, I don't know. Because I did have somebody come into my live stream yesterday and say that he thinks that Kyler Murray might purposely be playing terribly because he wants Keim and Cliff Kingsbury fired, which, hey, I'm all on board with that as well. I am 100% on board. I'm excited for that. I would rather rock and roll with the rest of this future with Kyler Murray's hands, if not give him 1 or 2 more years with another head coach. That would be my ideal dream, but I understand the situation that the Cardinals are in right now because of the decisions of Michael Bidwell. So we'll see how it all shakes out, right? We're excited. We got some D-Hop coming up. We got Robbie Anderson with the possibility of coming back. I do believe James Conner is day-to-day still, at least at this very moment. So we'll see how it all transpires and comes out. So let's talk about what everybody wants to talk about here, ladies and gentlemen. We got Thursday night football for the Arizona Cardinals, the second game for the Cardinals, y'all. The second game for the Cardinals in 5 days. Ooh, this is going to be tough. Right? We got some injured players. But I also do believe the Saints got some injured players as well. Now, I don't know exactly right now what the injury report looks like for the Saints. I'm going to look that up right now. We are going into week 7. So let's take a look to see if there's an injury report for the Saints, at least as of right now. Or if not, maybe we have something for yesterday, which was Monday. So let's take a look at their injury report real quick. We have Michael Thomas didn't practice on Monday. We got Jarvis Landry didn't practice on Monday as well. Let's see who else is some notable people to talk about. Marshawn Lattimore didn't practice as well. We did have some people in a limited fashion practice. We got, Mark Ingram, Paulson Adebu, Andy Dalton, Jameis Winston. So those are the players that we're looking at right now for Monday. Now, granted, today's a completely different day, right? We have to see how this all shakes out for the Arizona Cardinals. Now, I've been a victim of talking about people's injury reports, and I'm like, hey, we might have a win here. Nah, don't look at the injury report of the other team and think we have a leg up, because that doesn't work for the Arizona Cardinals. Like, for some reason, we just don't take advantage of it, like, at all. And we just kind of somehow, I don't know, shoot ourselves in the foot. We just don't come out here and play. So yes, there is some people in the injury report, but I don't want to hold my hopes up that the Arizona Cardinals has the leg up, because I have been a fool to think that the Arizona Cardinals has got the leg up when we've had multiple people injured coming into a game and they still beat us. It's pretty embarrassing. So some notable people, obviously Michael Thomas, Jarvis Landry. They do have a young wide receiver over there, Chris Olave, a guy that everybody's been talking about coming out of the draft. He seems to be, hitting a stride. Alvin Kamara is another guy to look out for. A fantastic running back that can do it all. Run the ball between the lines, catch the ball out of the backfield. This guy's really, really dangerous for the Saints. Now, one other guy that I do believe we're going to see a lot of is going to be Taysom Hill. He's listed as a tight end for them, but he's a Swiss Army knife, y'all. He could run the ball. He can throw the ball. He can do all sorts of things. So Taysom Hill is definitely a player to watch for the Arizona Cardinals Thursday night football game. Now, one other thing I do want to talk about here as well, Michael Thomas. I don't know what happened with Michael Thomas. Like, legit, I have no clue what's going on with Michael Thomas. I'm not sure if he wants to be there, but this man has been hurt every single week, I feel like. So we'll see. We'll see how it all shakes out. Now, for the Cardinals side of it all, we do have some players that are obviously, didn't practice as well. Marquise Hollywood-Brown, James Conner, Dennis Gardick, Rodney Hudson, Matt Prater, Justin Pugh, Jalen Thompson, as well as Darrell Williams. Those are the guys that didn't practice on Monday, but we did hear James Conner's day-to-day. We know what's happening with Marquise. He's going to be at least gone for 6 weeks. And then obviously Justin Pugh is gone for the season, but we hopefully have Cody Ford coming in to to give us some light at the end of the tunnel is what we're really kind of looking out for. Let me get to the super chat, this contribution from Illadre. Appreciate you. He says, Cliff can't utilize talent. Greg Dortch better play. Bro, you're preaching to the choir here, man. You absolutely are. I still don't understand. I still don't understand this situation with Greg Dortch. Greg Dortch's mom came out, right? She's very active in Twitter. If you guys weren't aware, Greg Dortch's mom is very active on Twitter, ladies and gentlemen. And she went out and posted something that was, given out by, I believe it was Gridiron. Her kid being like number one, right? In terms of wide receivers creating the most separation in 2022, Greg Dortch is at the top. So there's a lot of people talking about Greg Dortch and why we're not playing him. It's wild. It's absolutely wild. I almost kind of feel like our offense went to absolute poo the moment we stopped using Greg Dortch because we wanted to do too much cute stuff with Rondale Moore, and that's the stuff that we need to kind of nip in the bud. But we'll see, right? We'll see how it all shakes out. Now, I have done multiple previews in my life, right? I've done multiple previews of these Arizona Cardinal games throughout the entirety of my career here at YouTube or whatever you want to call it, right? My podcast. I've been doing multiple previews. This year is probably one of the hardest years to predict what type of Arizona Cardinal team we're going to see. I don't know what's happening with this team. I don't. I'm very excited to see the HBO Hard Knocks. What am I trying to say? Series that's going to come out with the Arizona Cardinals. Because let me tell you one thing here real quick, ladies and gentlemen. The Hard Knocks HBO series that's going to come out is going to give us absolute gold, everybody. It's going to give us absolute gold. We're going to see a look on the inside of the locker room of what is going on. Now, I've been preaching and praying and talking to the social media team that loves to, glorify wins, right? They like to show us in the locker room. They like to give us all these, game day speeches when they give game balls away. They love to show us all the stuff when things go good, but they don't show us the stuff when things go bad. And that's exactly what I want to see. Show me the locker room from the inside when things don't go our way. Show me the locker room and what it looks like when we got beat down by the Kansas City Chiefs, right? Show me the locker room when we went into halftime and we were losing against the Raiders and we came back miraculously, right? That's the type of stuff that I want to see. I'm tired of the glorifying, oh my God, you got a game ball. Who cares? We won. Let's go. I'm not going to sit there and watch game balls get delivered. I want to see what this looks like on the inside when adversity hits, right? Which players are coming up and being those leaders? Because Kyler Murray has been plagued of not being the guy that has leadership skills. And I've been on record saying the same thing. Now, I do believe that Kyler Murray is one of those guys that lead by example. When things go great and things are working for the Arizona Cardinals, Kyler Murray is the best leader you can go ahead and have because he's the lead by example type of guy. He's not a rah-rah type of guy. He's not Russell Wilson. He's not cringy. He's not cheesy like Russell Wilson at all. He's the guy that leads by example. But when things go bad, when things go wrong, that's where I have a little bit of a difficulty saying that Kyler is leader because I haven't seen it. I haven't seen it, at least in a consistent basis. So, as of right now, this game going into week 7 is probably one of the hardest previews to give. It is, because I don't know which team is coming. I don't know which team is going to be playing against the Saints. We're injured, right? We got some injured players, but so do the Saints. This game's going to come down to will. This game's going to come down to culture. Which team does not want to be 2-5? That's what this game is going to turn out to. Because as of right now, I'm not sure if you guys got any updates, but we don't know which quarterback is playing. Is it Andy Dalton? Is it Jameis Winston? I'm leaning more towards Andy Dalton than Jameis Winston personally, but we can be surprised. We'll have to wait to see how it all shakes out. But this game is going to come down to culture. Which team does not want to go 2-5? Which team takes all the excuses out with, oh, we're down Marquise, oh, we're down Justin Pugh? That's what this game's going to turn down to. Which team can rise out of the ashes? Because both teams right now are 2-4. Right now, both teams are 2-4. And none of these teams, I'm assuming, want to be 2-5. None of them do. Now, as of right now, the Saints are sitting third in their division. The Arizona Cardinals are sitting fourth in their division. But there is still a chance for us to turn this season around for the Arizona Cardinals. But I am looking at the Saints' previous games. Ladies and gentlemen, the Saints has easily posted 25 points in each one of their 3 games. At least 25 points. Versus the Bengals, 26. Versus the Seahawks, 39. Versus the Vikings, 25. The Falcons, which is week 1, 27. So the Saints could put points up. No matter if they're rolling with Jameis Winston or Andy Dalton. No matter. This game's going to come down to who's going to be able to score the most points and who has the better culture. Because this game can determine the deciding factor of what is going to happen for the Arizona Cardinals moving forward. Now, if we do start the season 2-5, I almost promise you guys there is going to be blood in the water for this fan base. I have never heard this fan base speaking so unified as I have this year. And I give you kudos to all you AZ sports fans out there. And I'm not talking about just in the community. I'm talking about just Arizona sports fans just in general. I have never, in the tenure that I've been doing YouTube here, have ever seen everybody speaking one voice, one thought, and it's getting to the Arizona Cardinals social media pages. So I commend you guys for doing that. Showing them that we're frustrated, showing them that we're pissed off. I commend you guys. Thank you. Because when we're speaking one voice, things can get done a lot more. Because the YouTube page on the Arizona Cardinals, they shut down their comments. I'm not sure if you guys noticed, but the comments no longer exists. I was not able to catch yesterday's live stream for them, so I wasn't able to see, but I was told by one of my subscribers that they'd shut those comments down real quick. And they don't want any more Fire Kime, Fire Cliff. They don't want it. It's too distracting. But the realization is, what is this Arizona Cardinals team going to do? Because we have a chance here. We have a chance. It's just, can we take advantage of the opportunity? I want to make one comment here real quick, and it was to one comment that was here before everybody was here. One guy said to me on my comments here on the chat, he says, is this a must win again, or is it still? Honestly, this Arizona Cardinal team has constantly been putting themselves in must-win positions. They are. They're constantly putting themselves in must-win positions because imagine going down 2-5. Oh, boy. Oh, boy. That's one thing you do not want to find yourself in as Arizona Cardinal fans, as an Arizona Cardinal organization. You don't want to find yourself 2-5. Now, can we still make the playoffs? Possibly. I mean, if the Arizona Cardinals hit their stride and just win, possibly. Right? We saw the San Francisco 49ers do something similar last year. Right? We saw the San Francisco 49ers do something similar last year. Let's take a look to see what they did. Against the Lions, they beat them. They lost against the Eagles. No, they won the Eagles, so they started off 2-0. They lost against the Saints. The Seahawks beat them up. The Cardinals beat them. The Colts beat them. So they started off 4-2. And then the Saints, and then the 49ers started winning after that. Or actually, at least against the Bears. The Bears, they won. The Cardinals, they lost again. And we ended up sweeping them last year. So at one point, they were 3-5. They were a 3-5 team. So it's possible. I mean, it's possible that the Arizona Cardinals can find their way in there. But let's be honest here, ladies and gentlemen. We know what organization we are, right? We know who we are. And I'm always going to be the one to play this.
Playoffs? Don't talk about playoffs.
And that's what I'm talking about, right? I don't want to jinx it. I don't want to jinx it. Andre says they have better culture, though. Yeah, I agree. 100%. There's absolutely no reason why the Saints should be playing the way that they're playing. They got culture. They absolutely got culture. 110%. They got culture over there. The Arizona Cardinals are finding themselves right now where this game is going to come down to culture. We have Anish saying, but why are we this organization? We know why. Culture is built from the top. Culture is built by winning. We have not been a winning organization ever. When you get a chance and you go to a game, look at the banners and what we have. It's very minimal compared to a San Francisco 49er building, a Seahawk building, or a Rams building. It's minimal. That's the reason why. Oh, we got a Saints fan up. We got Barbara up here. The Saints fan says, hey, hello. Saints fan here. I'm expecting to get beat. Awesome. That's the first person that I ever heard so far saying that they expect to get beat, because honestly, the Cardinals are going through so much stuff right now. So much turmoil. And all we want to do is go 3-4 on the season. Like, that's all we're asking for right now. Go to 3-4. Take advantage of the opportunities, because after this game, we got some tough matchups for the Arizona Cardinals, and I mean tough matchups. Now, another thing that goes against the Arizona Cardinals, and I'm not sure if you're privy to this, Barbara. Appreciate you for coming here, by the way. I'm not sure if you're privy to this, but the Arizona Cardinals hasn't won a home game 8 straight times. 8 straight times, and we can't figure it out. So that's another thing that's looming over the heads of Arizona Cardinal fans, right? Arizona Cardinal fans, as well as season ticket holders, we have a right to be pissed off. We do. We absolutely do. So one thing that can be going in your favor, Saints fans out there, is that the Arizona Cardinals haven't won a game in 8 straight games. 8. And how the owner hasn't came in and stepped up publicly is beyond me. I know he's doing things in the background, but if I was the owner of this Arizona Cardinals, I would be going into those local medias and jumping in here and talking. I would be. I would be that leader. I would be that voice of reason to tell everybody we're going to get this fixed. And if we don't, we will fix it in the offseason. Promise you. That's what I would want as a leader. But that's the thing. We're not going to get that. We're not going to get that. We know as Arizona Cardinal fans. We know. We've been through it. We felt it. We went through the ringer. We know that the last player that was respected as an Arizona Cardinal that came out of this organization has been Larry Fitzgerald, and he's been gone for a couple of years. We know. Because Kyler Murray right now seems to be the butt of the jokes of everything right now. You find yourself on Twitter, you find yourself on anything, he's the butt of the jokes with everything. Everything. The Cardinals are going through some stuff right now, and nobody's there to wield them, to lead to lead this team. Nobody's there. I want to believe that the Arizona Cardinals are going to beat the Saints. I do. I don't want to go down 2-5. I don't. But realistically, looking at this team on paper, offensively, there's no reason that we should be sitting at 2-4. Other than saying there's no leader in this. There's no culture. There's no one drive. There's no one voice in here leading these men to victory. There isn't. I want to be confident. I lost my confidence the moment we lost against the Seattle Seahawks. That's when I lost my confidence in this team. When we came out against the worst defense, or one of the worst defense, and we put 3 freaking points on that defense. 3 points. 1, 2, 3. Because the other 6 points came from a block punt from our special teams. There's no way in heck. The Cardinals need to prove it. They do. The Cardinals need to prove that this is where they belong. We're still, and that's the crazy part. If you look at the NFC West, everybody, the NFC West is still open. It is. It absolutely is. The NFC West is still wide open. Literally, we're one game down. But everybody above us is 3-3. 49ers 3-3, Rams 3-3, Seahawks 3-3. The Arizona Cardinals are sitting at 2-4. And why, right? Why, you ask? It's nothing to do with injuries, ladies and gentlemen. It's nothing to do with injuries. Nah. There's something happening in the background, which I'm very excited to see this HBO series to figure out what the heck is going on. Because something is going on. Going to find out here pretty soon. Come November is when we're going to start seeing it. So I'm very, very excited to see how this is all going to shake out. Can't finish the job. We can't. This game, and that's not even to mention Thursday night football games this whole year. Thursday night football games this whole year have been absolutely dog poop. Like, it's been bad. It's been absolutely bad. Thursday night football games this year have been absolutely bad. So, there's that. Let me go ahead and say this here real quick. If you guys haven't done this already, do me one huge favor. Smack the like button on this video. Don't do it for the Cardinals. Do it for the Arizona sports fan in this community that's up and coming. Definitely smack it up. If you guys haven't done it already, do it now. Let's see if we can get to, let's throw a number out there, 75. Smack it up. If you're watching me like this on your phone, flip it over, smack the like button, and face it right back, and let's get back into this conversation. This is going to be a tough matchup, but this isn't going to be coming down to who's got the better team on roster, on paper. It's not going to come down to that. It's going to come down to culture. Who wants it more? That's what this is going to come down to. We got Julian up in here, says, I love the Cardinals, but man, we're joking of a franchise. And that's the thing, right? And that's the thing. At one point, and I think people are starting to open their eyes to it now, but now people are starting to realize you can criticize your team, but still love them. And that's one thing that I've been trying to get it across this whole career that I've had here on YouTube, is that you could still criticize your team, but still absolutely love them. Because that's where we are at right now. We're in a crossroads between this Arizona Cardinal organization right now, where we are going through some things with year 4 of Cliff Kingsbury, and it shouldn't be happening. It shouldn't be happening. Just because I make a video saying, is this the end of the Arizona Cardinals, doesn't mean I want this to be the end. I want them to win. So we'll have to kind of see and wait how this all shakes out, because this game is not going to be an easy one. In the beginning of the year, when I looked at this team and the Saints, I'm like, okay, that's a win. We got back-to-back wins. I said, we got the Seahawks and then we got the Saints. That's back-to-back wins for the Arizona Cardinals. Right now, there's no confidence for the Arizona Cardinals at all. It's nil. And the biggest reason why is because we just played a defense that should have had no business with our offense on the field. And we put up 3 points against them. That's the biggest reason why. And then obviously Cliff Kingsbury doesn't come out and give us the answers, because it can't be fixed. And we're going into game 7. And all we get was, okay, I'm going to hopefully relieve the play callings. So that's a win for the Arizona Cardinals. That's a win. That's a win. So let's leave this at this. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm curious to figure out if anybody's going to this game. Saints fan, if you live here in AZ, or Arizona Cardinals fan, if you guys are going to this game, definitely let us know in the chat. Appreciate you guys for being here. We've been chilling here with over 100 people viewing right now on a 12 noon time zone. I really do appreciate everybody for coming through. Thank you so very much. If you haven't already, smack it up. Robert up here says it's called a hard knock curse. That's funny. Honestly, I think we've been cursed way past that. But I mean, yeah, you might be right. It's crazy, right? It's crazy to think that these athletes just get too ahead of themselves. These organizations don't plan out as much as you would love them to plan out. It's crazy. It's absolutely crazy. Multi-billion-dollar corporations don't have it figured out. It's crazy. So we will leave it at this, ladies and gentlemen. Now, I am going to... I see you, Julian. I am going to this game on Thursday. And the reason why is because I'm a season ticket holder. The tickets are already bought. Money has already been spent. The only other thing I can think of doing is giving you guys the option to go, but I don't think anybody wants to go to these games anymore, right? I honestly don't think anybody wants a ticket or 2 tickets to take you and somebody. I don't think anybody wants to go to these Cardinal games anymore, and I don't blame you. The last 2 games that I ended up going to, Kansas City and then the Eagles, we were overrun by both of those organizations. So I don't blame you. I only hope that Michael Bidwell and Steve Keim can take a look at the fan base and saying, dang, they don't want to be here. Dang, what type of product are we putting out on the field? Because it's not bringing people here. The Eagles overran State Farm Stadium. The Chiefs overran State Farm Stadium. It was an absolute embarrassment to be there. But like I said a little earlier, the only thing I can hope and pray is that Michael Bidwell is looking down at the stadium and looking down and seeing that there's no Cardinal fans in there, and hopefully he can make a change. It's all we can hope for at this point. I'm honestly hoping that the security guards don't say anything about my Fire Keim sign. I'm hoping they don't make me throw it away. Because if they do, I'll let y'all know. I'll let y'all know. All right, we've got Thursday night football coming up here. We've got some Cardinal footballs for the Arizona Cardinal fans coming up here. We got an opportunity to see some Cardinals football. I'm excited about football just in general. So Cardinals or not, we are here and we are excited to see Kyler Murray take the field again. I just hope that he can take that extra step because, man, I can't imagine a world where he looked as bad as he did against the worst or one of the worst defenses in the league. All right, everybody, appreciate you for guys coming through. Thank you so very much. We have so many people right now in the chat right now. I do appreciate it. And now we are going to continuing to do this. We're going to be following this team, win or loss, continuing to talk about our Arizona Cardinals. So if you haven't already, subscribe to the Arizona Sports Fan here on YouTube. We're on the road to 10K, and I can't do it without you guys. We are throwing videos left and right. It's almost daily at this point. The only time that we really don't get any videos is Saturdays, more than anything, just because it's the day before, and I want you guys to spend time with your families. So smack it up, subscribe, and yeah. Appreciate everybody for coming through. Thank you so very much. It's been an absolute pleasure speaking to everybody. Have a great rest of your day. And as always, go Cards.
And laugh. It's not funny. It's not fun. Nothing's funny to me. I don't want to go out there and get embarrassed on Monday Night Football.